to Europe with the senior team earlier this year. I think it is this year. We were surprised, or it made it clear that playing international teams is very different to playing the internal matches. You know, it's been great that we've been able to play the senior team, of course, and that played a pretty big role for us in Tokyo, and it hopefully will also stand us in good stead. But when we came here, we've been able to play Holland and Germany and the USA, and so we've had some really good competition with those teams. Again, it's always hard to read things in, but we had we scored a lot of goals against the USA. The Dutch was a very tight game. We gave away a late goal to them, and then last night it was I think it was a much better performance against Germany, where we managed to win 3 or 4-1, which was nice, but again, you don't read too much into those. People are trying different things. No one gives away too much with corners, or no one gives away too much in strategy. But it's still nice to have those, and gives you video to look at and analyse and go through some of the things that you need to learn and change and fix up and whatever else you want to call it.
Absolutely. We have a question from Shomu Jyoti. He's from the Press Trust of India, Delhi. Shomu, you can go ahead with your question.
Thank you, Nandini. Coach, just the first question to you. After coming back from Olympics, you have been working with the juniors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Are you looking at this tournament to scout talent for the senior team, just like as it happened in 2016, from where 9 players played in this Olympics?
Yeah, look, I think it's a natural progression. This is the next group coming forward. We're hoping that we can get an intermediate group in between the Junior World Cup. So once people leave or get older than 21, there's a group, and it's the same around the world. Between 22 and 25, there is a bit of a hole there in a lot of countries' programs, and we're trying to plug that in. But at the moment, it's a really good ground to find the new and up and coming players. So it's been a really, for me, it's been a really exciting period, and it's great to work with juniors because they're so enthusiastic and they're willing to try anything, and it's just that they have an enthusiasm about them, and it's really nice to see.
One more question, if I can ask to both Coach and Vivek. Coach, just wanted to ask how much of your Olympic experience, yours and Vivek, who played at the highest level, is going to help these young players who are in the team and in this tournament towards defending the title?
Yeah, well, look, it is one of those things that it really doesn't matter at what which level that you've played or you've worked with. When you come to an international tournament, a lot of the things that we do, a lot of the daily routines that we go through, they're the same no matter whether you're with the junior team or the senior team. So yeah, those experiences we are able to pass on, and even just preparation for games, all those sort of things. It's really been pleasing to watch Vivek here with these guys and taking a leadership role. I think it's really also an important part of your development or Vivek's development in being able to show his leadership skills, and it's really great to see, and it's something that is invaluable for him, but the team, and also for Indian hockey. So yeah, it's been really very nice to watch, and hopefully we can use some of the experiences that we've gleaned elsewhere, and Vivek especially in
Thanks, Somu, for that question. We have another question from Satyendra Pal, very senior journalist who's been covering hockey for more than 4 decades. Satu, sir, you can go ahead.
मेरा सवाल विवेक से है. विवेक, पिछली बार बहुत करीब से चूक गई थे जूनियर वर्ल्ड कप खेलने से. ये पहला मौका है, और मौका भी ऐसा मिला कि आपको कप्तानी मिली. तो कितना दबाव महसूस कर रहे हैं, और कितना से इतना अनुभव का लाभ मिलेगा आपको रीड साहब के साथ इतने साल से, लगभग 2 साल हो गए आपको, इस जूनियर वर्ल्ड का कितना लाभ मिलेगा?
यही जैसे जो पास्ट चला गया उसको याद करने से कुछ है नहीं अभी, लेकिन जो अभी सामने है उस पर हम लोग फोकस करें, खासतौर पर मेरा भी। और जैसा कि मेरा हम लोग जैसे हमारे साथ कोच 2 साल से है, तो हम लोग यही करते टीम फर्स्ट और टुगेदर, जो कि एक टीम को आगे बढ़ने में बहुत हेल्प करती है। सो ये एक्सपीरियंस जो हम लोग ने ओलंपिक से सीखा है वही हम लोग यहाँ पर, तो यही चीज़ जो कि बड़े स्टेज से सीखा है मैंने और कोचेस से सीखा है कि टीम फर्स्ट और कैसे एक साथ टीम को रखना है। तो वो चीज़ें यहाँ पर अप्लाई की है कि हम लोग अलग नहीं है, हम लोग एक साथ हैं। तो वो चीज़ हम लोग को जोड़ के रखती है ऑफ द फील्ड और ऑन द फील्ड। हम लोग अगर ऑफ द फील्ड अच्छे रहेंगे, एक साथ रहेंगे, तो जरूर हम लोग को उसका फायदा गेम में मिलेगा।
बिल्कुल. Thank you so much, Vivek. Next question, Coach. This is for you. Personally, was there more pressure at the Olympics or now a day before the Junior World Cup, Coach?
Yes, I mean, it's a good question. I was talking to my wife the other day and just sort of saying that it's competition is the same no matter whether it's for the senior group or the junior group. I get those nerves feeling before any tournament and before each game. So it's a nice thing. I like to use that to make sure that everything's going to go well. And so yeah, it's I think it is something that because it's a home tournament. There is always extra pressure on these guys. But as I've also said a lot, that there is no one more expectatious than I. That's not even a word, but there's no one who's expecting more from this group than ourselves, and we're trying to set our bar very high. So yes, there will be pressure on this group, but we're also putting pressure on ourselves to perform as well as we can.
Right. And Coach, how do you see some of the other teams now that you have got to see some of them once they've come to Bhubaneswar and they have been clocking some practice hours? We also see Max Caldas is also here with Spain, and he's also very involved with the junior team like yourself. So your thoughts on some of the top contenders for the tournament?
Yeah, look, it's always hard to know. As I said, with the practice games and what have you, that not many teams give a lot away, you know. But I think the usual suspects of Belgium and the two teams we've just played, Holland and Germany, are always going to be very good. But as I think we found out in, I think it was 2013. World Cup in Delhi, where France also came out of the blue and made the semi-finals, or it may have even made the final. You know, so though any of the Europeans, and then of course you have your Asian teams, which have been quietly getting about their business, and you know, places like Pakistan, Malaysia always have very good junior teams. So it's very hard to answer that, Nandini, without seeing everybody play in the competition itself. But so as I've always said, it doesn't matter. We're the only ones who can determine how well we play. We can't determine how well other teams play. So that's going to be our strategy.
While you do that, Graham, tell me about tomorrow's game.
Yeah, it's quite exciting. It's all starting to happen now, of course. So yeah, tomorrow we play France, and we've just been sitting in our subgroups working out our strategies for the upcoming matches, and especially tomorrow's match. So yeah, it's quite exciting, and it's always difficult as well with the first game, where you don't really have too much knowledge of the opposition because they haven't played any games, and of course we haven't either. So they will be in the same boat. But no,
right.
we've been preparing as best we can, and yeah, it's exciting.
Superb. And विवेक, मूड कैसा है टीम में? प्लेयर्स ने बहुत महीने से कुछ कंपटीशन नहीं खेला इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे, तो काफी एक्साइटमेंट होगा.
एक बड़ा टूर्नामेंट और काफ़ी अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस भी, क्योंकि हम लोग सीनियर टीम के साथ खेले और अभी प्रैक्टिस मैच भी खेले, तो हम लोग ने काफ़ी अच्छा सुधार किया और स्ट्रक्चर वाइज. और जैसे कि हम लोगों ने बात भी की कि एक टीम के लिए स्टार्टिंग मैच बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, उसमें 3 पॉइंट लेना। सो वो चीज़ हम लोग कॉन्सेंट्रेट करेंगे। जैसे कोच ने बताया कि टीम का जो फर्स्ट मैच होता है वो देख नहीं पाते हैं किसी भी तरीके से कि क्या स्ट्रक्चराइज खेल रहे हैं, लेकिन या जितना भी हम लोग को मिलेगा हम अपना पूरा बेस्ट करेंगे।
Oh, okay. Yes, yeah. No, look, again, I wasn't sort of there to see these guys in the Junior World Cup last time. I was still on my way to Holland, so I didn't really get a close look at those guys. I certainly have looked at them since I've been here, and yes, if these guys show any of the talent that the older group have shown, then India's in a pretty good position. I think time will tell, and it's really good opportunity for these guys to be able to show themselves on the world stage, but also in a home tournament. And so, yes, the next 2 weeks will be quite exciting and also very important for them.
Is there something different you are trying with the junior batch in training or pep talks that you have not particularly done with the senior side? You know, how different is it working with these two teams?
Yeah, I mean they've been working with Calcutta for a year and a half or so, or 2 years, probably even a little bit longer in Bangalore. So I think, as I said in the previous press conference, my job really is more just to try and put some of the icing on the cake. We've been bringing a fair few of the concepts that we talk about a lot with the juniors, with the seniors into the juniors. So we've been trying that, but of course you're going to have things that are quite difficult to change in a shorter time period. But at the end of the day, they've all come through very similar pathways to what our guys, the senior guys, have been used to. So a lot of the traits, a lot of the things that we've been working on with the seniors are very applicable with the juniors, as Vivek said. You know, just principles like team first and together, and next thing mentality. You know, we always talk about you can't change what's just happened, but what you can change is the next thing that we do. So those are the sort of smaller things that we've been changing, and re-looking at the press. How we put pressure on the opposition is always a big part of any team that I'm involved with. So we've been doing a lot of work on that. Yeah.
Right. And next question is from the Hindu. Coach, how do you rate France from whatever you have gathered about, since they are going to be the hosts at the Paris Olympics?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're the Dutch coach now, Jeroen Domé, has been in France for the last 3 or 4 years, and being a Dutchman and now going to move to the Dutch team. The Spanish coach has now moved to France, and so they will be a very good team, I imagine. I've just seen some of the footage from a few weeks ago or a few months ago, and they certainly will be very. I think the usual European team. They'll hold the ball very well. They will move the ball quickly. They'll try and come down the right-hand side. Things that we know are quite predictable from them. But they've certainly got a couple of very good strikers who we need to keep an eye on, from what I can gather at the moment. So we will have to be at our best.
Absolutely. And Vivek, हम दूसरे टीम्स के साथ भी बात कर रहे थे और ये जान रहे थे कि हॉकी के अलावा क्या करते हैं प्लेयर्स अपने टाइम में, या आर दे स्टडीइंग, यूनिवर्सिटीज को जा रहे कि क्या है? तो आपकी टीम के बारे में थोड़ा बताइए. आर there any players who are giving exams या कोई study कर रहा है? जैसे हमारे women's team captain Shami was giving exams last week. जब हमने उसके साथ बात किया तो BA का exams दे रही थी. तो ऐसा players भी है जो हमारे team में जो study कर रहे हैं अभी?
हाँ मैम, स्टडी तो हुआ है, और इससे पहले भी, क्योंकि कोविड की वजह से ऑनलाइन था, ऑफलाइन तो हो नहीं पा रहा था. तो अभी भी 12th किसी का है, लेकिन 10th भी है. सो वो यहीं से स्टडी कर रहे हैं जितना हो सके. ऑनलाइन का थोड़ा टाइम कम मिल पा रहा है क्योंकि वर्ल्ड कप है, तो उस वजह से टाइम थोड़ा मैनेज नहीं हो पा रहा है. सो या वो लोग बुक लेके आए तो यहीं से पढ़ाई चालू हो गई मोस्ट ऑफ द प्लेयर.
Acha, right. So they are trying to balance studying and preparing for the World Cup.